Alrighty guys, here's some extra support for Unit 4 linear and absolute value functions. This is question number 1. So question number 1 wants us to write the function and find the change in percentage as related to the scenario. So it says 7,300 is invested in an account earning 6.6% interest APR and compounded monthly. Write a function showing the value of the account after T years where the annual growth rate can be found from the constant in the function. So in this case, guys, because it says we're compounding monthly, we need to remember the two formulas for compounding. The first one is PE to the exponent RT, which goes with continuous. So anytime you're compounding continuously, right, you utilize that formula because it's going on and on and on forever. Whenever you're compounded not continuously, you use P parentheses 1 plus R over N to the exponent NT. Okay, this is whenever you're doing like quarterly, monthly, yearly, and so forth. So monthly, okay, yearly, and so forth. Okay, so in this case, because it says quarterly, compounded quarterly, we're going to use this formula right here. So you need to remember that P is your principal, right, or your starting amount. R represents your rate, okay, so which normally correlates with your percentage. N represents how much is compounded by, so the number compounded by, okay, and then T represents the time, so T represents time, okay. So in this case, the 7,300 is the principal because that's the amount that you're starting with before you started to change, okay. Then write parentheses 1 plus, the R correlates with your rate, and your rate correlates with the percentage that you earn. So any amount that you change by, or that you go up or go down by, it represents your rate. But this 6 can't be represented as a percentage, it needs to be represented as a decimal. So I need to divide this by 100, which will give me 0.066. Alright? And that would be my rate. Okay? And then over N, N represents the numbers being compounded by. So what you're going to do is that monthly, you start asking yourself how many months are in a year. So there's 12 months in a year, so be compounded by 12. Okay? This N and this N are the same N, so this is also 12, and then I rewrite the exponent T. Okay? So now I'm going to put this in my calculator right here. So all that I put in the box, I'm putting in the calculator. This I'm going to bring down, and the exponent, that's the T, I'm also going to bring down. So now I'm going to put that in my calculator, see what I get. So when I put that in my calculator, this is what I would get. So parentheses 1 plus 0.066 over 12, okay, close parentheses to the exponent 12, okay, and I got that amount right there, so I got 1.06080, alright. So you write about 5 numbers after the decimal point. So again, you write about 5 numbers after the point. Oh, that's a 3. I couldn't see that properly. So 0.06803. Okay. So then, and then here we put back that same 7,300. And then here I'll put the T. Okay. So here we are now round. So you look at the 5th number because it says round to 4 decimal places. So you look at the 5th number. If it's 5 or larger, the next number to the left goes up by 1 point. Because it's not 5 or larger, it will not go up. It will just be this right here. So then now I need to figure out if it's going to be 0. Oh, I wrote this incorrectly. So 803. Oh, I didn't write this correctly. So 06803. Okay. So again, it still doesn't round up, so it will just be this right here. Now I need to figure out if it's a growth or a decay. Okay. It's a growth whenever the number in the parentheses, okay, is bigger than 1. Is this number bigger than 1? Yes, it is. So it's a growth, and we need to figure out how much it's growing by. So to figure that out, you're going to do the number that's in the parentheses, the 1.0680. You're going to subtract 1 from it. Okay, so you're going to subtract 1 from it, and then multiply by 100 to turn it back into a percentage. Okay, and you get 6.80 or 6.8. So the decimal amount that it's going to be growing by is 6.8. So 6.8. Okay, so let's try another one. So this one we're compounding daily. So whenever you use daily, guys, you're going to use that formula that we have. P parentheses 1 plus r over n to the exponent nt, where the p represents a principal, and that principal amount would be, can't see this, so that principal amount would be 140. Okay, parentheses 1 plus my r is my rate, which correlates with the percentage, so I need to turn it into a decimal by dividing it by 100. That would be 0.054. So 0.054 over n. N represents the amounts being compounded by. It's compounded daily, so you ask yourself how many days is in a year. That would be 365. Okay. And then you go ahead and represent the same 365 here to the exponent, which is a t. Okay. So this you're gonna now put in the calculator. This you bring down. Okay. Parentheses, and then the t you bring down also. Okay, so to calculate what we see in the box, you put it in the calculator. So I put it directly in the calculator as I saw it before. So I had 1 plus 0.054 over 365, and then to the exponent 365. Okay, and I got 1.05548. Okay, so you write about 5 number after the point. Because the fifth number is bigger than 5, that means the fifth number goes away and this goes up by 1 point. Okay, so then 140 goes back here, and then t goes here. Now I need to figure out if it's going to be a growth. It's growth whenever the number in the parentheses is bigger than 1, and it is bigger than 1, and it's bigger than 1 by 5.55, because again you could do that number that's in the parentheses, okay, 0.0555 minus 1, then multiply by 100, or you can get rid of the 1 and then move the decimal point 1 2 times to the right. Okay, so it should be 5.55. Alright, so again guys, just like that. Okay, let's try another one. So for this one, it says we're compounding continuously. When you're doing continuously, use another formula, which is the p e to the exponent rt. P is the principal, which is the 730. E is some number value, so I rewrite E. R is your rate, so I need to do 4.7 divided by 100, because your rate is not a percentage, it's a decimal. That would be 0.047. That would be 0.047, and then I rewrite the t. This I put in the calculator, bring down the 730, and then put a parentheses, bring down the t. So when I put that in the calculator, I would get, so e to the 0.047 would give me this amount right here, so that'll be 1.04812, and then here I rewrite the 730, here I rewrite the t. Okay, so then I round it, so the 2 does not round up, so I get rid of that 2, and then it's growing by 4.81, because again this is bigger than 1, and I just do 1 minus the sun number and multiply by 100. Okay, so again, if you wanted to put in your calculator, you could 1.0481 minus 1 multiply by 100. So multiply by 100, and I get that same amount that I put in the parentheses. Okay, so let's do one more. So let's do a compounded daily. We did daily. Let's do a monthly again. So if we're compounding monthly, we do the same thing. Alright, but this time we're using the monthly formula, which is p parentheses 1 plus r over n to the exponent nt. Okay, so the principal is 150, parentheses 1 plus the r, that would be 3.2 divided by 100, because your rate is a decimal, not a percentage. that'll be 0.032. So 0.032. Then we're evaluating that over n. N is the amount it's being compounded by. So there's 12 months in a year, so this will be 12. Exponent will be 12. Rewrite the t. Then this I go ahead and put in my calculator. The 150 I bring down. By the parentheses, the t I bring down. So now I'm going to put that in my calculator. So 1 plus, so I'll put 1 plus 0.032 over 12, so the exponent of a 12, and then I got 1.03247. Okay, the 7 makes a 4 go to a 5. Rewrite the 150. Rewrite the t. And I'm growing by 3.25, and again I can get that by doing that number that's in the parentheses, okay, minus 1, and then multiply by 100. Okay, so again guys, just like that. Okay.